Welcome to the Verity Voting System polling place training for the Verity Controller and Verity Duo. The Verity Voting System includes several different polling place devices. The number and type of devices used at each polling place may vary. In this video, you will learn about the Verity Controller and Verity Duo hybrid voting system. Each Verity device is contained in an integrated case. The device case includes a label that identifies the type of device. The Verity Controller has an orange C label. The Verity Duo has a dark blue D label. Verity Controller and Duo. With Verity Controller and Verity Duo, poll workers issue access codes with Controller, which voters use to access, mark, and print paper vote records on a Duo device. The voter will then scan their vote record using a Verity Scan device. Voters may make their ballot selections with Duo using either the touchscreen or Verity Access. Verity Access is an audio tactile interface, or ATI, intended for voters that cannot or prefer not to use the touchscreen. Setting up Verity Controller. Set the Verity Controller on top of a table near where you plan on setting up your Verity Duo devices. Open the case and remove the power brick and power cord from the storage compartment. Then close the compartment and case. Plug the power cord into the power brick. And then plug the power brick into the back of the Verity Controller, flat side up. Do not plug the power cord into the wall just yet. Open the Verity Controller case and lock the lid brace in place. Unlock, unlatch, and remove the tablet. Seat the tablet in the cradle, tilt it back, and lock it in place. Verify the tamper seal on the locked compartment above the printer. Plug the power cord into AC power. A green light should illuminate on the power brick when AC power is present. Press the red button on the back of the Verity Controller to power it on. During the power on process, a power on self-test report will print on Verity Controller's built-in printer and display on the device screen. If any issues are noted, check connections and restart the device using the red power button. If your jurisdiction uses the auto ballot barcode reader, wait until the Verity Controller finishes powering up and displays the Print 0 report screen. And then connect the auto ballot barcode reader to the USB connection located on the locked compartment above the report printer. Setting up Verity Duo voting booths. The Verity Duo booth comes in a black fabric transport bag. Remove booth parts from the transport bag. A complete set of booth parts includes the booth table, rear leg assembly, front leg extensions, and privacy screens. To assemble the booth, release bungee cords holding the booth legs if present. Unfold the legs from the booth table, pull on the handle, and lift to lock the legs into place. Attach the front leg extensions. Press the metal buttons to attach each leg and lock them into place. Now attach the rear leg assembly. Press the metal buttons to attach and lock into place. Turn the booth over to set up the Verity Duo. Setting up Verity Duo. Set the Verity Duo on top of the booth, aligning foot pads with the indentations. The handle on the front of the Duo should face the same direction as the handle on the booth. Stand at the front of the booth. Reach under the front of the booth top and push the latch away from you to secure the Duo device to the booth. Open the case and remove the power brick and power cord from the storage compartment. Close the compartment and case. Plug the power cord into the power brick, and then plug the power brick into the back of the Verity Duo, flat side up. If the Verity Duo will be used with Verity Access, connect the Verity Access device now. Connect the blue cord from the Verity Access into the corresponding port on the back of the Duo device. The Access device may be placed in the cradle to the right of the Verity Duo. Insert a booth connection cord into one of the available ports on the back of Verity Duo. Insert the other end of the cord into one of the available ports on the back of the Verity controller. Open the Verity Duo case and lock the lid brace in place. Unlock, unlatch, and remove the tablet. Seat the tablet in the cradle, tilt it back, and lock it in place. Attach privacy screens to both sides of the booth. Plug the Verity Duo power cord into AC power. A green light should illuminate on the power brick when AC power is present. Press the red button on the back of the Verity Duo to power it on. Connect headphones to the Verity Access controller. Plug the headphones into the headphone port on the top left of the Verity Access. The port on the top right of the Verity Access may be used for optional tactile switches, sip and puff, or any other dual switch input device. Connecting additional Duo devices. Insert a booth connection cord into one of the available ports on the back of the new Duo device. Insert the other end of the booth connection cord into either the remaining available port on the back of the first Verity Duo or the remaining available port on the back of the Verity controller. Controller Duo configuration. Up to 12 total Duo devices may be connected to a single Verity controller. Verity controller has 2 available connection ports. Duo devices may be connected to either one or both ports. Additional Verity Duo devices may be connected to preceding Duo devices in a daisy chain fashion. Up to 2 Duo units in a row can be powered off or have their tablets disconnected without affecting other Duo devices in the chain. After all devices have been set up and powered on, each Verity Duo device must be assigned a booth number. This allows polling place staff to monitor the status of each Duo booth using Verity Controller. On each Verity Duo, select the number on the screen that you would like to assign to that Duo booth. Once assigned, the Verity Duo will display the chosen number in green. You may change the booth number at this time by selecting Change this booth number. Repeat these steps for all Duo booths. Each number may be assigned only once. If a number is already assigned to another booth, Used will appear in place of that number on the screen. Opening the polls. On the Verity controller, select Print 0 Report. Check the 0 report. On the Verity controller, select Open the Polls. Once you open polls, you can no longer print a 0 report. On the Verity controller, enter the Open Polls code and then select Accept. The Open Polls reports will print. File the 0 and Open Polls reports according to local guidelines. When each Duo device is ready to be used for marking ballots, The Get Started screen will display. Verity Controller will display the Create Access Code screen. Reopening the polls. To reopen polls after polls have been suspended, power on all devices. On the Verity Controller, enter the Open Polls code and then select Accept. The Open Polls report will print. File the Open Polls report according to local guidelines. Verity Duo is ready when you see the Get Started screen. Issuing access codes. On the main screen of Verity Controller, you can visually monitor the status of each Verity Duo booth connected to that controller. The status of each Duo booth is represented by an icon. To issue an access code, on the Verity Controller, verify that a Verity Duo booth is ready. Select Create Access Code. If your jurisdiction has Verity Auto Ballot, you can use the barcode reader attached to the Verity Controller to scan barcode labels produced by your electronic poll book. Otherwise, you will select the voter's precinct using the controller's touchscreen. Confirm the precinct you selected, and then select Yes, this is correct. Select Issue Access Code. Wait while the access code prints on Verity Controller's built-in thermal printer. Hand the printed access code and the required number of thermal sheets to the voter and direct them to the Verity Duo booth. Spoiling a voting session on Verity Duo. To spoil an active session on the Verity Duo before it has been printed, press the blue poll worker button on the back of the Verity Duo. Select Spoil Ballot. Enter the poll worker code and select Accept. Then select Yes, spoil the ballot. Select OK. Fill out and file any paperwork required by your jurisdiction. Provisional voting on Verity Duo. If your jurisdiction procedures permit, poll workers may issue a provisional access code using Verity Controller by selecting Mark as Provisional on the Confirm Selection screen. A provisional voter will then use this code to access, vote, and print a provisional vote record. VerityScan will not accept provisional vote records printed with Verity Duo. Follow local procedure to process any printed provisional vote records. Checking the status of an access code. On Verity Controller, select Check Code Status. Enter the code you wish to check using the touchscreen and then select Accept. The status of the code will display on the screen. Deactivating an access code. On Verity Controller, select Deactivate Code. Enter the code you wish to deactivate using the touchscreen and then select Accept. If the code is successfully deactivated, select OK. If the code cannot be deactivated, for example it has already been used, a message will display explaining why. You can print an access code summary report on Verity Controller at any time. This report lists the number of access codes issued, grouped by status, and total number of vote records printed. To print a report on Verity Controller, select Print Code Report. If necessary, a poll worker can reset booth numbering, if, for instance, the booth numbering was assigned in error. Before resetting booth numbering, ensure that no voter is using the Duo devices. On Verity Controller, select Menu on the top of the screen. Select Reset Booth Numbering. Select Yes, Reset All. Reassign booth numbers on each Duo device. Suspending the polls. To suspend the polls, select Menu at the top of the Verity Controller screen. Select Suspend Polls. Enter the Suspend Polls code and select Accept. The Suspend Polls report will print automatically. The polls are now suspended. Print and file reports available on the screen as required by your jurisdiction. When you have finished printing reports, press the red power button on the back of each device to power them off. Closing the polls. To close the polls, select Menu at the top of the Verity controller screen. Select Close Polls. Confirm that you are ready to close the polls, and then select Yes, Close the Polls. Enter the Close Polls code and select Accept. The Close Polls reports will print automatically. The polls are now closed. Print and file reports available on the screen as required by your jurisdiction. When you have finished printing reports, press the red power button on the back of each device to power them off. This concludes the polling place training video for the Verity Controller and Verity Duo.